Hey, everybody. Today's, excuse me, January 23rd, Monday, 2023. Crude oil. We're going to slow the charts down a little bit this week. What you see is a 425 volume chart. We've been doing the 187. And if you're not really paying attention, and concentrating, the trades will kind of run past you. The 425, as you can see from the chart that I posted up last week, the trades are slower. They play out slower. They play out the same. Again, it's just how you manage them. And we'll go over the trades for today. Again, everything we do is between 6 a.m. and noon. So let's get started. This was the overnight session. Okay. This was the entire day. But when you first start your day off, first thing you want to look at is the daily chart. I'll move me out of the way. And as you can see, where today started right here, that, price, when it opened up, it's going back up to challenge the 18th high. And then again, further challenge up to the previous high back on December 1st. It's just the way that it's going. It will continue to go in that direction until it fails. There's my price failure. There's my confirmation. We had a, long-term buy that executed today, but this has already been in a long position. So always look at your daily charts first to give you a heads up on where potential market's going. Now, at that point, we see what the market has done today. We're only going to look at it in real time and bar by bar. So we're going to start off 6 o'clock hour, right here. Market's going up. About 5 o'clock, we created the match, which is aggressive. So we want to wait for price to pull back and give us a decent entry. The only time that happens, and we're only looking for labeled oscillations, there's a price failure, wonderful. Next bar out's green bar, does not confirm the trade, the buy trade. Next bar out, we see it move to break down that price failure. So we know that, we'll watch this bar play out. It could very well be creating a failure. So it closes a red bar. Potential, we see a transition bar. Closes at the top of the bar, which is good. The confirmation bar comes out, takes out my new high. It establishes a new high. So at that point, the long executes on the open end of that bar. Price goes up, creates a new high, pulls back, creates a price failure to go back up. And at this point, after about 8 o'clock in the morning, which we know from experience, 8 o'clock starts to chop a little bit, especially on Mondays, because this particular Monday, there weren't many trades. And it's a Monday. Monday's just a little slow sometimes. So when you start seeing these, pay good attention to it, because you want to be able to exit your position quick. So remember, we got into our trade here on that bar, the open of that bar. Price comes down and created a failure, pulls back, okay? And then we get stopped out here. So depending on your entry, okay? Worst case, you're break even, maybe you made a tick or two. Now, if you're going to hand manage that trade manually, any place up here, when this thing started to get tight, take your profit and walk away. Remember, all of the trades that I'm going to show you are all strict entry and exits as far as the rule go. When you're trading manually, as most of the people say, it only matters when you get into the trade. How you manage it is totally up to you. And some of us manage trades better than others. Now, out of that trade, now we're looking for another re-entry. Bar comes back down here, the bar we were stopped out on, and we see it take out, price failures. So potentially we could be setting up for a failure. We'll see how it plays out. There's my confirmation. Oh, everything's beautiful. They have a price failure bar. As soon as my confirmation bar closes, they're both blue. Oh, everything's up, except that my target is a price failure. And I don't want price failures. All that's telling me is I'm in consolidation. And that's exactly the way it played out. Failure, 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 just like a little pinball machine. We want to wait until that breaks out and then confirm that direction. So it finally broke through the failure here to the downside. There's no trade entry short. The confirmation bar was here, which matched our failure, and we didn't break through and the background color didn't change until after we had the bar following the confirmation bar. You don't want to push it. Now, again, manual trading, you see that occur and you want to, you see the short, you want to take, some profit out of this little pullback right here. Hey, that's fine. It's just when you see this thing start to pull up, you're not in a rules-based trade. So, put the profit in your pocket. What do we have here? We now have price making a new high, resistance to resistance. And we have it making a failed low, so a higher low. So as price breaks back through here again, we see the failure, we see the confirmation, we see this play out. The confirmation bar broke the failure, changing the background color white. So we have all of our conditions met to take our trade here. We get into that trade and it just explodes. Well, pulls back. When you're trading the slower charts, we have a 3-bar color change that, for basically forced exits. You could do the same thing with slower charts and back it off to 2 color bars. So if your entry is then here, after your confirmation bar, your exit's here. Now, we had the same back here with a 2-bar. When you're entering it off of here, a 2-bar exit here would have been a losing trade, and a 2-bar exit here would have been a little bit more of a winner. So again, the way you manage these trades are going to be totally up to you. If I see, and this is just me, and this is experience, if I see any market take out its new high, which it did, and then, pull back with such strength, I'm just going to take my profit and walk away. I mean, as you can see, and we'll notice a little more as the morning went on, just erratic. Now, price drops, no reason to short, background colors, wrong colors. And then, we break down through here. All right, great. Background color is green. So now we're looking for shorting opportunities. Well, there's your price failure. And as it confirms a green bar. Wonderful. So at that particular point, on the open of that bar is the execution of your short. Well, immediately it bounces. Not only it bounces, but it goes up and takes out your stop, which is your price failure. Now, again, could you have, on that blue bar as it's going up, protected a couple extra dollars profit? Sure, you could have. But that's the way the trade played out. Now, what do we have again? Now, resistance is going higher. We now have support going lower. So we have an ascending divergence, or, support dropping, resistance rising. So any trade for a little bit is going to be suspect because there's no discernible direction. You also have failures occurring in here on this bottom. You have, and let me mark these by color so that we're not confused. Both of them. It would be nice if the process of changing these colors were a little bit easier, but that's okay. No complaints, just whining. So price comes up and takes out resistance. Okay, great. You had your price failure bar. There's your confirmation bar. Everything at that point says, oh, it's okay to take a buy right there. Rules-based, absolutely. Except you have a newer high of resistance. You're coming back or coming from behind you. You've just made new support. You don't have any stability behind you. So it's like, man, I'm going to, I'll stand aside at this point. Okay. Give me something to confirm first. All right. So then we move down here. Oh, and then we break through support again. Oh, well, what do we got now? I have resistance making a lower high. And I now have support making a lower low. Barely. So it's like, okay, give me a shorting opportunity. Immediately, the market goes up and takes out resistance. You take a big sigh. Okay, now I got support making a new bottom. I have resistance, now making a new top. I mean, failed here, but here, where we're at currently, it's going up. Okay, wonderful. Background color is white. Give me a buying opportunity. So here comes my price failure. And there comes my confirmation bar. And I go, oh, great, there's my buy. So there's my buy, because at that point, my expectation is, it's going to go up, and test this top. Yeah, it's about as pathetic of a test as you can get. There's my entry point, and nearly immediately I'm stopped out for a loss because it hits another pocket of consolidation. Now, remember, everybody, it's Monday. So it's like, okay, price is going back up. I just need to have, okay, great. So there's my failure. Wonderful. We see price breaking through the price failure. We know that, down here someplace we could create a failure. Well, there it is. It confirms a failure. There's my failure bar. There's my confirmation, which labels the failure bar. As soon as that bar closes, there's my entry. All right. So now bar by bar. And I'm a little trepidatious at this point because, I'm 3 for 2 or 3 for 1. So there's my entry bar. Immediately price just blasts up. And then at the same time, it blasts right back down again. We were in the room, and one of the guys in the room was not happy about this occurring. I said, patience. So at that point, remember, there's your entry. Well, there's my price failure of resistance, which is exactly not what I want. If I'm buying the market, I want to be making new highs, not failing highs. So as soon as that bar closes here, right at that point, I can exit my trade. And I'm exiting my trade because the market has already told me that what is in my path is failure. So again, there's my entry and there's my exit. All right. Took a chunk safely out of that consolidation. Price continues up, half-heartedly makes a new resistance and then collapses. Okay. And then so you go, comes down here after the collapse and makes, color change, and you go, okay, at this point, it's like going on 12 o'clock. If I get, another opportunity here to, in this green area to take a short, I'm good, and it'll about close me out for the day. Well, what you see is the market goes up and creates this price failure up here. And as it's creating that, it closes out the following bar with a confirmation of that top for a shorting opportunity. Now, at that point, it closes out here on a red bar, but there's your last trade of the day. Now, call it a savior? Yes. Why? Well, your net here, 29.52, and you're out 40. So about 12 points up for the day. After commissions, you're just about breaking even. You made a little bit. And this is probably one of the ugliest days that we've had. Well, I went back through. Hold on. Move this so I can grab my cursor. You can see this marking the trades for the days. That was Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. We can go back through, and I marked these over the entire month. And I think it was that one. 79, 35, 65. Yeah, this was the second worst of the month, and it made like $5 until today. So, I mean, we don't have very many of those real ugly days like that, but they occur. But you're still consistently taking those consistent trades. All right. Now, today. So there we are till noon. What's it done after lunch? That trade continued on. You see our red bar here for a beautiful reversal there off that bottom. Background color does it again up here. And it's like, where are we at? Well, so far we're failing resistance and new support. For the rest of the day up here, that's where we're at. Again, the daily, we're playing around on that top. I mean, easily we could consolidate on this top today and then blast off tomorrow, one direction or another. We will see. Hope this was informative for the micro. My other computer, having to do some work on it on the database. So back tomorrow, I'll be posting multiple videos. Thank you and have a wonderful day.